Hello, everybody. This is Noe with Walk with Yah Ministry, talking today about triggers. You're probably familiar with the story of Ivan Petrovich Pavlov, or the story of Pavlov's dog. So for those that don't, please have a seat as it's story time with Noe. Now, during the 1890s, a Russian physiologist, Ivan Pavlov, was researching how dogs salivated in response to being fed. But he noticed that the dogs began to salivate even before they had the food in front of them, as the dogs would hear the footsteps of the one bringing the food, and then they would anticipate being fed. Now, Pavlov discovered that the dogs learned that any object or event that they associated with food would trigger the same response as if they were being fed. So basically, their anticipation, in effect, became a trigger, as it then caused a physical reaction within them. Now, it's kind of like you perhaps waiting anxiously for the next Walk with Yah video, as you're just like, roof, roof. Well, maybe not exactly like that. Now, triggers provoke our emotional reactions and initiate a chain of associations and even physical responses. Those that work in marketing specialize in creating triggers to get you to buy their products. They create commercials to make you happy, feel that you deserve to pamper yourself, or if they have something that's just new and exclusive, or that you may even need to be concerned about or even fearful about. And it just so happens that they have the perfect product solution for you. So while there are people that specialize in eliciting responses from you, it's also very natural for these triggers and associations to occur. Now, they can be positive or negative. For example, every time I see that picture of me and my spouse, it brings back happy memories of being loved, cherished, and accepted. And we sometimes recreate that certain event on that anniversary because it was just so special. Yes, that was a hallmark moment. And so, or they can be negative, such as when I hear that particular song, as it was my favorite song, as it spoke to me during that time when I was breaking up with my girlfriend or my boyfriend, it so said what was on my heart, what I needed to say. It makes me sad when I hear that song now, and it just makes me want to start drinking. Now, as you can imagine, the ways in which this can happen, that this occurs, is about endless. Triggers use our emotions and our attitudes, such as feeling prideful in a good way, feeling confident, or for the negative, again, can cause things like fear or rejection. Now, you may or may not know what some of your triggers are, but we all have them. However, those that lead us down a negative path are sometimes referred to as a stronghold. A stronghold is a faulty belief or a lie that you believe. And this is where deliverance ministry comes in. If you have a stronghold in your life, that's some area where basically the enemy has a foothold there. And if you're not believing the truth of the Bible, Jesus' word, in that area of your life, the enemy has a stronghold. Now, additionally, there could be a soul fragment part of you, a heart part, that is still holding on to the hurt, the pain, the offense of whatever was done to you or even by you. Now, this is very common, but most people don't understand it because this is in part how spiritual warfare works. Sometimes that heart part of you, that 5-year-old, that 20-year-old, whatever age it is, comes up and starts expressing itself through your body. it starts manifesting through you. Now your thoughts will become affected, and maybe even your actions to some object or event or song or whatever. And that heart part of you can come up for just a few seconds, a few minutes, hours, etc. Now, this is also very common, but most people are unaware of these mechanics, that such things occur. As it states in the Bible in 2 Corinthians 2, verse 11, lest Satan should take advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his thoughts, his schemes, his devices. In deliverance ministry, inner healing is done by having Yeshua, Jesus, minister to that part of you that is getting triggered by the negative emotions. Because when we have a heart part of us that is holding on to the negativity, that opens up the door for the demons to oppress us. Doesn't matter how long ago it was. Now, you've heard the expression forgive and forget, except that for most people, they just try to forget, not realizing that the bitterness, the hurt, the anger, etc., opens the doors to demons, and that it will come out in their lives at a later point in time. In slightly more severe cases, something very bad could have happened to you, or maybe you did something very horrible. But that's what Yeshua, Jesus, specializes in, and that's healing. So here are some good verses to store in your heart. Psalm 51, verse 17. The sacrifices of Yah, God, are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite, a crushed, a broken heart. O God, you will not despise. Or in the love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13, verse 7, which says, when it's talking about love, it covers all, it believes all, it expects all, it endures all. Love never fails. James 2, verse 13, mercy triumphs over judgment. In John 8:32, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Do you have a trigger? Is there some person, object, event, color, sound, or whatever it is that causes you to switch to a negative behavior, a negative attitude or mindset? If so, you might want to consider getting deliverance ministry, because again, this is very common. Now, I'm not going to get into it here and now, but this concept of triggers can go much deeper and darker. As there are evil people in the world that specialize in fracturing people's souls on purpose to hide secrets, to make them much harder to find. They'll hide different personalities within people that can be triggered to come up and to do the bidding of those who program them and install the triggers to begin with. Now, they've been doing this for a long time, since the end of World War II, 1940s, and they've invested a lot of scientific research in this to get it perfected, to get it to get some type of profit out of it. But that'll be another topic for another day, as that is a much bigger topic. So, just let me know in the comments below, what do you think? I'd be interested to hear what you have to say. But I pray that this blesses you in some type of way. This is Noe with Walk with Yah Ministry. And just remember, maybe your miracle could be next.